Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Manic Monday, and I'm your host, Mantis here. And today's video is for one of the guys, Gregory. Gregory hit me up, wanted to start putting together a readiness bag, and just asked what my 2 cents was. And I mean, granted, there's tons of material out in the interwebs, of pros who can talk ad nauseum about what you need in your readiness bag for every day, and you definitely hit those sources up. But I also believe, in general, it's very common sense to have a few things that are applicable to a wide variety of situations. So, with that being said, I carry a bag. I've carried a bag with me for years that goes with me to work, that travels with me in my ride. So, no matter where I'm at, I have some essentials that I feel are essential on my bag, that is. So, what is that? Well, first and foremost, toiletries. Hygienically, it's good to be clean. It's also, if you get stranded or you got to stay the night over somewhere, you're working, it's good to be clean. So what do I carry in particular? Things like antiseptic soap, some body wash, package of wipes, very important, right? Wipe down so you don't smell. Um, toothbrush, toothpaste. It's important to brush your teeth. Your mouth carries a lot of germs when you don't brush your teeth, and a lot of people don't brush their teeth enough. But anyways, yeah, that is important. I also carry in here some antibiotic, some cream, my Tiger Balm, um, baby aspirin, just in case. I don't use any of that baby aspirin or Tylenol, but I figured, hey, if somebody needs it, I have it. So toiletries for your own self is important to stay clean and hygienically appropriate. The next thing is, and anybody can put one of these together, a small little med kit. Bandages, wraps, antiseptic wipes, um, medical tape, some hand washing soap, some cream, run of the mill things that you can use at a given notice. Now, I also have sutures in here. Some people don't know how to suture, but that's okay. I work in healthcare field, so that I carry those with me if I had to use those. But this is a little pack. You're at the park, and it's a birthday party, and little Timmy falls and scrapes a knee, and no one has bandages, and nobody has a Band-Aid. It's like, for real. So again, as simple as a cut or a triage, or a small triage kit for somebody who gets wrecked on the road, and you're a first responder to an accident. What do you have on you? What can you do? How can you help that person if they're in an accident? So again, you can make this kit up. You go to Dollar General and get your gauzes, your wraps, and everything that you would need for a little triage packet. So that's important. I also carry with me glow sticks. All right. I don't know why. I just do. I love glow sticks. They're fun. They are fun, actually. I've kids love throwing these things at night. But in terms of being able to use these, if you let's put it this way, if you don't have a flare in your car, all right, you're not going to carry a flare in your bag that go to work and this and that. But if you had to signal, or yeah, it basically uses a signaling device, this is good. Also as a dim light, if that's all you got on you. I've actually used these. I wasn't in an accident, but there was a bunch of bikers coming out of the city a couple years ago. One of the guys had wrecked his bike, and it was a pretty hefty road, busy road, coming out of the city. These guys wrecked. One dude wrecked, and there was a couple other bikers around the individual that wrecked. Nobody had stopped. I was like, I gotta see what's going on. So I pulled over. I was coming out of work. It was at night. It was dark. And it was really kind of where these guys were positioned. It was almost like it's very easy to ride up onto these guys, especially with the bikes and single lights. And there was no wiggle room on this road. Like, there was a little sidewalk, and that's it. Like, there's no berm or anything like that. So cars are just flying. So I pull over. I did not have a flare, which I eventually made sure I got one for the Jeep, and I have one now. But I didn't have a flare, but I needed to be able to signal cars ahead. So as I had a bunch of these at the time in my Jeep. So I was able to crack them and lay him out on the ground after checking and making sure everybody was okay. And thankfully, everybody was okay. It was like the bike just, he dropped the bike. Asked him if the police were on their way. He said, yeah, city cops were, going to get there eventually, but they hadn't been there yet. But, just to signal they came in handy, and then eventually somebody else pulled over and had a flare. A guy pulled up in a pickup truck and he had this big bin in the back and, pulled out flares. And once he got those set up, I knew these guys would be safe, and I'm sure the police were on their way. But anyways, that's, again, glow sticks. The other thing I keep with me, fire starting material, matches, lighter, Zippo, always have that on my person. Little fire starting logs. I just do. Never know. I don't know. It's just one of my little things. I'm all about fire. I love fire. So I keep these in a bag, and these also come with me as well. So toiletries to stay clean, a triage kit, I personally keep the fire starting material, and you should have a multi-tool on your person. Tools are important. So if you don't have a multi-tool on you, they're cheap. You can buy any kind. I'm a Leatherman fan, but SOG, Gerber, I don't know, Chinese made one on Amazon, whatever works, whatever's in your wheelhouse just in terms of finances. Definitely make sure you have a multi-tool. If it's not in your pack, then at least in your vehicle that you can quickly grab it if you need to use it. So that's my everyday carry. Maybe in a second video, I'll show you what to carry in a Jeep just for shits and giggles. And again, you can make your own conscious decision what you need, what you'd like to carry. But that's it in a nutshell. Oh yeah, don't forget flashlight. But that's always on my person. Flashlight is hugely important. And then whatever other tool you want to carry on your person. All right, cool. Hope that helped out. I'll talk to you later, man. Have a great day.